Everybody, this is Ryan, and I'm back with some more paranormal for you guys. This is a really cool Sasquatch encounter that I have for you. It was sent to me last night, and the person didn't send their name, so that's okay because the encounter is just really interesting, I thought. And I wanted to definitely share this one with you because it's really unlike anything I've ever heard before. It's very different from what you typically hear. So anyway, it starts out, "Hey Ryan, I want to share my Sasquatch encounter with you. I really like what you do on your Sasquatch channel and on this one. Anyways, I was totally skeptical of them before this occurred. One night last summer, my friend and I were jug fishing in a private lake on his family's land located in the northern part of the Florida Panhandle, not that far from the Alabama line. Now, if you don't know what jug fishing is, it's where you typically take like a milk jug or something that is really buoyant, and you tie off a line to it, and you put some sort of light source in the jug. So you typically do it at night, so you can see the jug bobbing up and down out of the water when you have a fish on it, or something to that effect. It's not something I do a lot, but anyway, I just wanted to clarify that for anyone who wondered. All right. We had been out in a flat-bottomed john boat for a few hours and caught a few decent-sized catfish when we saw a jug start moving really fast across the water. It was unusually fast for a fish to be moving, and we didn't know what to think, so we headed to where the jug was going. And I was completely unprepared for what we saw. The jug stopped about 25 feet from the bank, and as I shined my light on it, I saw two shining dark yellow eyes off to the side of it. I said to my buddy, "Is that a deer or something in the lake?" I pointed the light directly where I saw the eyes, and there was a head sticking up out of the water. The head was huge. It looked like a slight point at the top, and the face was absolutely that of a human, but with hair around it, and it looked like some on the cheeks. I was just not mentally prepared to see this. It really messed with me because I knew right away when I saw his face that he was no animal. I was looking at a human face on an animal type of head, if that makes any sense. Once I saw him let out a deep, forceful breath and stood up. He let out a deep, forceful breath and stood up. When he stood straight up, the water was at his waist. Then he turned and stepped up the bank with one step and went into the woods. We looked at each other in disbelief at what we'd just seen. After that, we packed it in and called it a night. I couldn't even think about fishing anymore, and I just still can't get the picture of his face out of my mind. The next day we got in the boat and went to where we saw him. We measured the depth of the water in the exact spot he stood, and it was over 5.5 feet deep there. This was half of his length, which put him at least 10 feet, probably closer to 11 feet. I'd never thought I'd see a Bigfoot, especially in the water, but I did. And ever since then, I have known how naive I was to think we were the only human-type things here. I'd have never told this if it weren't for you encouraging all of us, so thank you, man. You are great at what you're doing, and I hope you keep at it. Thanks." That was a really neat story. I've never heard of anyone encountering one in the water, honestly. Like, just having a first-time sighting in the water, that's really strange, but I can only imagine what it's like seeing a Sasquatch pop their head up out of the water, or just see a Sasquatch head out of the water like that with no body and stuff. That just had to be crazy. I couldn't imagine. Honestly, that's strange. I've never heard of this before, but I'm sure it's happened, but I mean, because it seems like everything's happened by now. But nonetheless, I thought it was a really cool encounter, and I really appreciate you sending that in. So if anybody else has anything they want me to share, please send it to me, and I'll be glad to read it for you. And I hope that we really start getting to where we can make a difference with how people feel about sharing some of the stuff that they think is just too crazy to tell people, because it's not anymore. I mean, crazy things happen. This whole world is crazy now. So, anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys, and I appreciate everybody watching. And remember, if you have anything to send me, send it to paranormalrushhour@gmail.com, and I will get it, and I'll be glad to read it for you if you want me to. And I keep everybody anonymous unless you specify that you don't mind. So anyway, that's it, everybody, and I'll be back with you guys really soon with some more, as soon as I get another interesting one from you guys. Anyway, take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon.